Coach, first off, congratulations. When we look at this game, I think two words kind of stand out: adjustment and fight. You guys, shots weren't falling early, adjust to go inside. Mark in foul trouble, make the adjustment. Can you just talk about the adjustments that you continue to make in this game and the fight that the guys showed to hang in there?
Yeah, I'll start with props to the guys because I agree with you. Like the fight is there, the ability to have flexibility, everyone being ready for their moment and their opportunity. It was cool to see. Like you mentioned, Mark gets into early foul trouble. I thought it was a good learning experience for him to try to learn how to play in foul trouble, and unfortunately picked up a couple cheapies. And then I thought Musa, though, came in and responded and got us a couple offensive rebounds. And, we're able to switch up coverages at that point and switch a little bit more. And he did a really good job, I think, of guarding the ball. And then it's good to see, like, Josh come and enjoy the team. And I thought that he had a couple moments here and there that either helped us defensively or offensively. Miles, Nick Smith, and Melo, it was a great team effort. And at every moment, everyone had to kind of step up to the plate, and they did a really good job of responding.
Coach, you've talked a lot about Miles and what he brings defensively. Offensively, it really seemed like today he was locked in and wanted to bring it with things. Can you just talk about the job that he did to stay on things and how confident you are in him having the ball in his hands and kind of running things?
Yeah, I think we're just seeing him be more decisive, more forceful. There's a couple plays, obviously, where he's catching and he's shooting from three. The ability sometimes to, Melo's run a couple pick and rolls, and Melo's either scored or he's hit the seam, and Mark gets something going. But it's like, hey, how do we get the ball out of Melo's hand and let somebody else play make? And it feels really good to be able to go to Miles, who's a really dependable playmaker. I thought all of a sudden we go sideline pick and roll, guy goes under, or they switched it and they were kind of lazy and he bangs a three. I think when he gets the switches, he's able to get himself downhill and play with force. And so I love the way that he's kind of just coming into form and not only playing defense, like you said, but giving us a lot of versatility offensively too.
Charles Nick's had 34 points these last two games. Since he's been in the starting lineup, he's looked more kind of confident, offensively at least. What did you see out of him tonight and really these last couple of games?
Yeah, same old Nicky. Making plays, and he is a dynamic offensive player, and you can just see he's earned everybody's trust, and he's done it. He's earned that trust because everyone sees how hard he works on a day-to-day basis. They see the talent in him. We all watched his Greensboro minutes and just saw how great of a job, obviously, he was doing there. I think he had a 33-point game. So you just have so much love and appreciation for a guy like that cares so much and wants to impact winning and wants to just keep getting better. So I think that it's self-work and preparation by Nick, and I think it's just he's earned everyone's respect, and so we continue to give him the ball and try to put him in some situations to help us.
Kyrie's one of the toughest players to guard in the NBA. And in the fourth quarter, he was posting up the elbow, trying to get those touches. LaMelo, a lot of the times, is guarding him. He was denying the ball, trying to fight him. Can you talk about that buy-in from LaMelo on the defensive side of the ball as well?
Yeah, very happy with the level of physicality that our whole squad had. I thought in that fourth quarter, being aware that the fourth quarter is Irving's time and they're going to play through him a lot right now. And so their awareness, their physicality on him, Melo's done a really good job, I think, of trying to understand how much he already impacts us offensively. But if you want to win in this league, you have to be able to play both sides of the ball. And he's, I think, elevating his mindset. He's elevating his kind of footprint on that defensive side, which I'm very happy to see, and I think the whole team kind of fuels off of that. Yeah.
LaMelo offensively, I think 9 assists in each of the last 4 games. How much of that is a concerted effort towards him facilitating more, just good old-fashioned shot making? Is there anything to attribute there with LaMelo having the increase in assists?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think that it's a willingness to continue to trust his teammates. I think he always does, but you know how it is. Sometimes you're playing the game, and I've thrown it to the guy a couple times, and a turnover happened or a missed shot happened, and it's very easy to say, oh, okay, now I got to do it myself. And I think that I've been really impressed with over the last few weeks and just throughout the whole season as he continues to grow, and we've had a lot of different lineups out there. He's helping bring along everybody with him. He's helping make them better. And so if the defense is up in a pick and roll and they're forcing him to get rid of it, instead of trying to dribble through it all the time, because sometimes he will hit the seam pass, and then he lets Mark go to work, or he lets, I think, Josh Okogie or Cody Martin had a seam pass either today or last game too. So Nick Smith coming and slipping, and he'll hit him on the pop. And so he's just trusting his teammates and taking what the game gives him, and he understands he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot anyway.
Now, a few double-doubles for Mark Williams the last 4 games as well, but opposing centers have had big games, Vooch with 40, Gafford 30. How much do you limit what the opposing centers can do, and how much of that does fall on Mark?
Yeah, I think that sometimes, whether we're switching and bigs or sometimes offensive rebounding, I thought our guards did a much better job tonight. In the second half versus Gafford, I thought we saw 2 or 3 bodies on Gafford to try to limit some of his offensive rebounds. And then I think in the post, it's good learning opportunity for Mark sometimes. We don't want to see those post up to kickouts for threes, and it's like, how do we just make the post as tough as possible and contested twos? And I think that he's gotten some stops, and then he's also had to learn how to defend without fouling or contest without fouling or block a shot. And so I think he's just continuing to learn and grow, and most of the same thing.
You mentioned with Melo, just what are you seeing from him in terms of growth-wise the last, I guess, even a couple of weeks here? You guys have won 3 out of the last 4 games. What has he done that's helped you guys boost yourself in these victories, especially?
Yeah, I think his two-way play has really helped us. We've made an effort to play with more pace offensively, and I think the whole squad has kind of bought into that, and he's really the head of the snake when it comes to pace and his attacks and willingness to either go finish in the attack or collapse the defense and kick out for some early opportunities. And then defensively, like we talked about, he's denying Irving at the end of the game, being more physical. I feel like our transition defense, we're having a lot more communication and urgency to get back. And so just really impressed with his overall two-way game and not just trying to be offensively focused.
In the atmosphere today, I guess, out there with the crowd, can you explain as a coach just, I guess, the guys feed off of that a little bit, just the energy from the crowd? What about that tonight, if at all?
Yeah, what's funny? I'm glad you asked me that because I actually feel like the crowd has been great all year. And early in the season, unfortunately, we lost some games, so it didn't come to my mind to say it. And then today, you bring that up. But I think the crowd is even during the holidays, we had some really good juice and energy in the stands. And so I'm super appreciative and thankful for Charlotte. I think continuing to support and try to build this home court advantage because we really do truly have, I think, a great team, a great city, and great fans.
Had a rough December record-wise, just had a player get traded, have had a ton of injuries all year. Can you kind of speak to the resiliency of this group and how they're buying into your message your first year as a head coach, about 3.5 months in?
Yeah, resiliency is the best way to put it. Dealing with adversity is what we talk about. Yesterday, our quote of the day was, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I think everything we've been through just continues to make us stronger. We're focused on the right things and how we can impact winning and how we're obsessed with daily improvement. And the togetherness in that locker room, I think, is pretty special. And so I've just been really happy no matter what happens, no matter who's available, the team just keeps making progress.
With the Kogi coming in and – oh, sorry. Okay.
My bad, fam. They'd rather hear from you.